Hello guys, welcome again to another amazing tutorial of Innovative Creative Solutions. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can create your first presentation by using the scenes, sources, filters and transitions. Also how you can set up your stream deck from Elgato to start manipulating your first online live streaming presentation. Hey there, my name is Juan Carlos Sofur from Innovative Creative Solutions, innovative and personalized video solution services to help you and your company to communicate better. Thank you for watching. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little bell for you to keep knowing what I'm doing every week. Also, in the description box below, you will find information related to this video, as well as important information for you to check it out. So let's push into it. Okay, so we are here. I want to let you know that if you're new here and you haven't watched the other videos, please check the links below for you to know part 1, 2, and 3, where I explain how you can configure OBS Studio for the first time, for you to understand its scenes and sources, transitions and filters, and also the different lists of sources that OBS Studio can offer to you. So check those out first and then come back here. So let's start right now. First of all, I have created my graphics here in Illustrator. You can do either Illustrator or Photoshop. It's up to you. Right here, I have created everything in different layers. So you can see everything is in different layers. And also remember to record all this as a PNG background. Now that we are here, you can see the different layers that I have created based on this presentation. But of course, this is just to give you an idea of the things that you can do. And I'm going to start from scratch. Remember again, a scene has to be here the whole time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start creating my scenes. I'm going to call this one camera only. I'm going to delete this scene, I don't need that one. All the graphics and every piece of animation of things that I'm using in this presentation, I have created those in either After Effects or Illustrator. I'm going to start by adding my camera and timer, and I'm gonna play this one right here at the beginning. I'm going to leave this one as camera only. I'm going to create a intro, which is going to contain my animated intro, and I'm going to move this one on top of this. I'm going to create this one, which is going to be camera and Q and Ace at the end of the presentation. My next scene will be camera and social, and I'm going to create one more, which is going to be camera and presentation, and this one will contain my PDF presentation. So since this one is camera and timer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my camera. So the same process, and this is going to be main camera. So I'm going to select my camera, which is the DSLR connected to my Camlink 4K, and that's it. And I'm going to choose the high resolution. Okay, Control D to center it and Control F to enlarge it. I need to mention something before I continue. Every time I bring every graphic from Illustrator, I need to make sure that the size goes along with the size of my screen resolution. If I don't do that from the beginning, so some problems might be caused because of that. I have created my graphics based on HD resolution, which is full HD resolution, which is 1920 by 1080. But the size of my screen right here, right now, is bigger than that. So I need to change this resolution right here to make sure it goes along with the same size of my graphics. I center this again, make sure it fits now the new resolution, and that's what I want to avoid. If you change the resolution once you set everything up, everything is going to be disorganized and misplaced, and you have to reorganize it again. So you need to make sure that you do that from the beginning. So that being said, I'm going to start bringing now my timer, and then I'm going to media source, name this timer, click OK, and then it's gonna give me the option for me to find my timer, and I click OK. Now it fits right to my new resolution because everything that I'm creating is full HD. So this is going to be my first scene, the camera and the timer. Now I'm going to go for my intro. If I come here and I click again my camera and timer, now it resets everything back. So I go for my intro, same thing, since it's going to be an animation, I'm going to create a media source. I'm going to call this main intro, and then same process. So I'm going to choose my intro, click OK, and I have now my intro. Now if I want to change scenes, I just come here. Now when the times is up, I come here. Now it shows my intro. So it looks very nice, right? So I'm going for my camera only, with nothing in it, just my camera. Now I can select the same camera, add selecting, because I'm not going to change anything here. And I just want to add my logo third, which is the name. So people will know exactly what my name is in case they missed it at the beginning or something. So I'm coming here and I'm going to name this lower third. So I'm coming here and I'm going to look for my lower third. So select my name lower third and I click OK. So every time I play this scene, my name is going to show up. If I want to accommodate this in a different part, I can do that. So I can just place it right here, nice and neat, and that's it. So I have my camera and timer, I have my intro, and I have my camera only with my lower third showing my name here. So I already have my 3 scenes, the first 3 scenes together, and already organized with the things, with the different sources that are showing the camera, the lower third, the timer, and the different animations. So that's how you can start bringing animations to your scenes, by doing it this way. Now it is time for me to start bringing those nice graphics I have created in Illustrator. How I'm going to do that? Then I'm going to come here to presentation and I'm going to start creating my first image. And I'm going to call this the gray bar, and I'm going to bring my gray base. I'm gonna come here again and I'm gonna add now all text frame, and then I look for my text frame and I click OK. And it fits right away. In case, like I'm creating right now the new sources, and if you don't see anything here, just reset it, like by changing the scenes, and go back and it'll show everything again. So on my magenta bar, I'm going to delete this one, I don't need it. Now I have my text frame and my gray bar. So I'm going to create a new image and I'm going to call this logo box. Same process, and I look for my logo frame. Now I have my logo right here. People can see it all the time. And now I'm going to bring my main frame, the one that is going to contain my camera and my presentation. So I'm going to bring another image and I'm going to call this main frame. Same process, and I click OK. So pretty much what I created in Illustrator, now you can see it here in OBS by simply creating sources that brings the images and accommodating each one of these in the right order. Now I have all this right, and I need to bring my camera and my presentation. So I'm going to create a video capture device. I'm going to bring, this is another thing, I have to create a different camera, even though it's the same camera. But if I choose this main camera that I already have in my other scenes, and if I change the size to fit this particular size, that camera is going to change also the size of my other scenes, and I don't want that. So I need to create another camera. So I'm going to call this camera 2. And same thing, I choose my main camera, a resolution, and I can change the size of this. Now, you see how this is on top of everything else, right? I need it to be in the back. So I come here and I put this underneath my main frame. Now it's being covered by this, so now I can resize and you can play with this a little bit. Again, Option key, and then resize it. Make sure it fits right where you want it to be. Okay, now it's time to bring my presentation. So I'm going to create a new window capture. I'm going to call this presentation. Click OK, and I'm going to bring the screen that has the presentation. I'm gonna click OK. I have to resize it, make sure it fits right my screen size. And in this opportunity, if your presentation or whatever you're bringing here fits this size, awesome. If not, you can create also, go to color source, let's say white background, and I'm gonna create a white background for me in order to put it right here underneath this. So I'm going to put it underneath my presentation, make sure it fits right nice and neat. Perfect. I'm going to lock it, and maybe this. I think that will do it. Now I have my presentation right here, I have my camera, and I have everything else. Now, let's say for example I want people to keep seeing something that I want to announce, either to subscribe to the channel or to do something different or go to a specific website, so I can do that right here. Now I'm going to start creating the text that I'm going to be showing right here in this frame. So I'm going to create a text source, and I'm going to call it main announcement. I click OK, and I start typing. Alright, so I put the text, the title of the presentation, how to enhance your marketing strategy by using video, and then I say also subscribe. So I go here and make sure I choose the right font, the font that I want. In this case, let's say Century Gothic. I want it to be bold, and I want it to be, let's say, 96. Click OK, and I click OK. So I bring it right here and make sure it fits right in the middle. Now, as you can see, it is like on top of everything else, right? The reason I created all these different pieces by layers is because I want this to be hidden right here, and I start rotating behind these two frames and on top of the magenta frame. So by doing this, I need to make sure I bring the main announcement source and I put it right underneath the logo box. So if I move this, now it's going to be hidden underneath these white two boxes that contains my logo in it, but it's still on top of the magenta frame. So I accommodate this to be centered, and then I'm gonna come here and I click right mouse click, I go to filters, and I bring, let's say, a scroll filter, and I call this rotate or rotation. Now I'm creating my first filter for the text, and I start like, let's see how fast I really want it to be. I go all the way up, all the way up. That's too fast for people to read it, so I just want to make sure it's fast enough to not distract people, but also for people to read what the presentation is about. And I click and make sure also to have checked the option that says loop, so it keeps looping during your presentation. So I click for close. And something else that I want to change also right here, as you can see at the end of the text, is too close, so I need a space there. So I come to properties and I make sure I click a couple of spaces here and I click OK. Now it looks much better as the space, so it creates, of course, that separation. Now it's looking nice and neat. So as you can see, I have created my first pretty much organization, including my frame, my text, my logo, my camera right here, and my presentation right here. So it's looking good, it's looking clean, it's looking nice. So right now I'm ready to go with all this. I have my timer, I do have my intro, I have my camera with my lower third, and I have my camera with my presentation in it, and also showing the name of the presentation. So if I come to camera in my Q&A, I'm going to create the same thing, the same process. I'm going to bring my camera, let's say the main camera. I'm not going to change the size on this one, so I just click here, bring my camera, and now I'm going to bring my other animation, which is going to be, I'm going to call this Q&A, and I'm going to look for my Q&A animation, and I'm going to place it right here. So pretty much this is at the end of my presentation, and I chose this to show, okay, now I'm ready to answer some questions from you guys. So, and now I'm going for my next and my last one, and same thing, I'm going to create a video capture device, of course, to bring my camera. I go from my existing cameras, and I'm going to choose my main camera, and I'm going to bring another media source, and this time I'm going to call this social media channels. Click OK. I'm going to bring my social media icons, and I click OK. So this is pretty much right at the end, and I'm telling people, hey, these are my social media channels for you to keep checking the stuff that I'm doing, and so on and so on. The same thing that I do on every YouTube video that you already have seen, or if you're new here, that you're gonna keep seeing on every video right at the end. So I'm telling people not just to subscribe, but also to keep checking on my other social media information. All right, now that we have created pretty much the whole presentation, I'm going to show you how you can set up your Stream Deck for OBS. Once you install your Stream Deck for the first time, this will be the screen that shows up at the beginning, but it'll come with the whole pre-selected menus from the different live streaming softwares. So in this case, we are going to be using OBS Studio, which is right here. So I want to eliminate this from here. I don't need this. This is just the initial presentation, and I can start bringing all my different scenes from here to here. So I can start manipulating by using the Stream Deck from Elgato my presentation. So I have a total of 6 different scenes. So I bring them by bringing all these different icons right here. So I got 5 and 6, and I can start naming this the same thing, camera and timer, so I know for sure which one is which one. And at this one, I'm going to select the right scene from my OBS Studio software. The second one, I'm going to name this intro, and I select the right scene. And you can just continue doing this as I'm doing it right now. Alright, I have named each one of these the same way as already have right here in my scenes for me to not confuse myself. But also you can change, let's say for example, to make it easier and for to show the whole text, I can just set cam and timer probably, and I forgot to name this one. Come on, let's say. Alright, so I can just come here and This is a little confusing since the icons, all of them look the same. You can change the icons with different, let's say, different graphics or something that you can create, but I'm not going to explain how you can do that. So I just want to explain how you can set this up. Alright, so now I have everything set up here, and I can call this, I can rename this OBS Studio. So as you can see, I have different selections. I have my menu for eCam and my menu now for OBS Studio. So every time you come and change different softwares, you can just have the different selections here, and for you just to click and boom, you're ready to go. So I close this. Now I can change everything right here. As you can see, it goes accordingly to the different scenes I have created in OBS Studio. Okay, now if I go to studio mode and I want to change, let's say, for example, I want to change what I'm saying here and I want something different to be said. Don't change this directly, because somehow I guess text is the only thing that changes. If I change it here, it's going to change also right here. Everything else stays the same. So what I can do is just create a new, I can hide this one. As you can see, it's no longer here, but it's still showing right here. Remember, this is the screen that your viewers are seeing. This one is the screen that only you are seeing. This is for that in case you want to bring something different for your presentation, a different slide, whatever, and you want to change something right here, you can do it and then click the transition button and it'll show right here later. Let's say you want to bring something, a different text. So let's say I bring another text layer and I call this second announcement, and I click OK. It's gonna bring me this again, and I'm gonna pick the same text style, make sure it looks the same. Please visit us, or click OK, and I bring this right again. If I refresh this, I bring this underneath my main announcement. Now make sure it's centered, and I apply the same filter. Come to filters, apply the same filter, scroll. Remember, I can use, okay, scroll on text rotation, right, and I start adding some rotation. So if I want to show one, I hide the other one. If I want to show the other one, I just make sure. In this case, let's say I want to make that change. So I come here, I hide the main, and I show the second one. Now I come here to transition, click here, and now it changes my text, my new text. So this is how you can use the studio mode, by using the transitions that I already explained that on part 3 of this OBS Studio series, and also how you can change things right here that nobody will see but you. So I'm going back to just my normal view and my main camera only. And now I have shown you how you can start creating your first presentation by following through all the different series, understanding from the beginning how you can start configuring OBS Studio until now that you can create your first presentation, and now you're ready to start live streaming online. I hope this video has been beneficial for you, and again, please leave me your comments below. I'll be happy to answer those questions based on my knowledge, and keep coming and check every week the stuff that I'm doing new. I'm going to try to explain more stuff about OBS Studio, as well as other live streaming software, and also other equipment that you might use to enhance your live streaming experience. Again, if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button and leave me your comments and let me know what else would you like me to talk about. Again, follow me on my social media channels, and I'll be happy to see you next time. Bye.